Welcome to Whitley Court. This is a fabulous two-bedroom flat that we recently bought for our investor clients. It has so much potential and I can't wait to show you because we are still midway through this property in terms of modernizing it and a refurb project, but I think it's perfect to demonstrate some of the other things we can do on behalf of our clients. So let's have a look. So welcome to Whitley Court in Bloomsbury. This is a fabulous two-bedroom flat that we recently bought for our American clients. And while it doesn't look like much right now, I actually wanted to shoot this video because we are in the middle of the renovation process or construction to modernize this flat. We bought this flat, as I said, for our clients, and one of the things we recognized in crunching the numbers was the tremendous opportunity to buy it at a great value, but recognizing we would have to update it and upgrade it. The seller was well into his 70s and had done nothing in terms of modernizing for over 30-something years. So there was tremendous upside potential, but you'd have to do a bit of sweat equity and put, some improvements to it. But that is one of the services we offer to our clients. We not just help them buy the right property, we can also offer a project management interior design service as well. And this project was perfect for it at Whitley Court. So you can see we've got the bare walls. The guys have been in here over the last few weeks. We've stripped it down, completely exposed. But this flat is going to get a full modernization from new electrics, flooring, lighting, painting, and really going to be brought to modern standards and compliance. So we're so excited because of the investment potential. And for this client who's building an investment real estate rental portfolio, it's a perfect addition. It gives them diversity and location and real upside once we finish the project. So I can't wait to show you the finished project, but I think it's really important for you to see what it looks like in its current midway stage as we project manage on behalf of our clients. Hi everyone, today we are back at Whitley Court in the heart of Bloomsbury. We showed you, or we've got pictures of different stages of this flat. This is a fantastic property that we bought for our American clients as an investment. And the reason why I love this flat is that it is in a classic red brick mansion block, if you will, a block of apartments. So it has so much character and charm. But as part of our service, we were able to take a property that had been with the same owner for over 30 years, and we project managed it and led the renovations and the refurb. I'm really loving how things have turned out. It's very hollow sounding right now because we don't have a lot in here, but you can see that we retain the character of the flat. And what do I mean by that? You've got the detailed molding trim at several points, as well as the toe or foot molding down there. We retain that. The ceiling heights in this property are a bit small, or low, I should say. And so in order to maximize the light, which was a challenge, is we did have to drop the ceiling a little bit in order to accommodate the recessed lights, but I really do think it was worth it. We've also added this beautiful engineered hardwood floor in a nice warm tone. We've got the walls painted throughout, which is like kind of an icy blue color, but it allows to show the detailing with the molding. Where else you see in these older homes are really good quality solid doors. We've retained that as well. So let's have a look. But this is, I'd say, the principal bedroom. Another thing we had to do with these older properties, those are the original windows, and when you are in a grade 2 listed property, it really is restrictive in terms of what you can do in terms of renovating. So this property has to be upgraded in terms of the windows at the building level. What that means is for a newer, more modern property, typically those single glazed older windows are going to have two primary issues. One is noise and one is insulation. So the ideal situation would be to replace them with more modern windows, but they'd probably be polyurethane or some kind of plastic, which would not be acceptable. Or you can do a much more expensive option, which is retain the panes and have to change each glass to double glazing. Another more affordable option is to add what's called secondary glazing, and I do think they did a beautiful job in terms of adding the secondary glazing here. And what that allows for is really the simplicity of opening the windows like this. You can feel how drafty it is once you open it and how much it really does retain. So the secondary glazing is going to allow for heat retainage, keeping the property warmer, as well as sound insulation. So it does a great job doing that. And by fitting it the way we've done, something as simple as lining up the pane to the center means you continue to have that unobstructed view of your original window. So I think they did a great job there. So now let's show you the kitchen. And again, we made design decisions throughout this renovation. One was to retain the door, the original door to the kitchen. I love the glass panes, but we again carried that theme of updating the hardware, and I think that does a really nice job. As you come in, one of the challenges of an older property, obviously where it's going to show up the most, are going to be in the kitchens and the bathrooms. And I'm excited to see how far we've gone with the kitchen. This property, again, had been with the same owner. He was in his late 70s. He'd owned the property for the 30-something years. And it had an awkward design in terms of a separate washing machine and dryer, and not really utilizing the space as effectively or efficiently as we could. So what we've done here is we've got a single washer dryer feature appliance now here, and we're going to have some countertop space here, plenty of storage throughout. And I love what we've done, which is just some deep pantry space here. You've got your microwave and then the oven and stove on this side. But again, plenty of space for storage, which is always such a challenge in prime central London. We went with this kind of deeper gray tone cabinetry, like a deep putty or slate gray type of color. I think it shows really well with the hardwood floors, which we've brought into this space as well, and then the countertop, which will be coming shortly. And the hardware just creates a bit of a modern touch to it, but I think that's a nice feature as well. It heads out into the balcony space, the little balcony space here, but I really think this kitchen has been upgraded for modern living. Now let's have a look at the living room. This is one of the spaces that I really liked when we previewed this with our clients. It's large, it's spacious, and I think for a 2-bedroom flat in prime central London, this is a really great property. We were able to get it at a good discount for our clients, but recognizing the work we had to do here. Again, you've got those molding details, which are classic. I love the molding into the ceiling, which we retained here. And look at the built-ins over on this wall here. This was quite the conversation with the contractor who suggested that I remove them. I didn't want to. I think, again, having this bookshelf feature is such a nice feature that people will utilize. It's a great place to store books and knickknacks and mementos, and it can be I think it's really a nice feature. You'll notice that this property originally would have had a fireplace. Those are going away, unfortunately, when you live in urban areas now. But we retain the character of that wall and that feature and that space. But again, spacious, modern. We didn't do anything here. This light bulb and this single light fixture was actually sufficient in this space. So we mixed and matched and had to make like very strategic decisions based on budget, but also what we were trying to optimize here. And I love that we were able to retain that, and we're actually going to change out the fixture. I think I've got it right there. Here we've done the double glazing, the secondary glazing as well. Again, you almost don't even know it. It goes right, it really blends in, which is what you want. You don't often talk about hallways in a video, but we are going to talk about this hallway because I really like in this classic property, you have a formal entryway as you come into your property. So it's nice and wide. There'll probably be space for a little demi-moon table or however the tenants want to use it. Again, here we had a conversation about what to do with the lighting. There was like a single light as you came in. It made it dark. And one of the things, I absolutely love interior design. I've taken classes and really love that I'm able to offer it to my clients. And one of the biggest things I've learned is people often forget how important lighting is. And so you can do all the work to change the flooring and the painting and the hardware and all these things. But if you don't invest in that lighting, you might end up being disappointed no matter what else you've done. So again, it cost us a bit of money, but here we made that decision to drop the ceiling in order to get a series of recessed lights in. And I'm so thrilled because as soon as you come in, it feels warm, it's inviting, but it's also nice and bright. And I think they did a great job here. You'll see some of, again, the original features of that little, peephole feature with the leaded glass. I quite like that. We've retained that. This property has some good storage. You've got a couple of closets here that people will definitely be appreciative of. So let's have a look now at the bathroom. So let's have a look at the bathroom. I love this bathroom. It was actually a really good size. Again, we had some restrictions when you're dealing with an older property in terms of getting building approvals and things like that. I would have loved to actually extend it into the closet space. That would have been a lot more problematic. But given the size, we tried to, as best as we could, maximize the features and just the look in this bathroom. I selected 3 different tile patterns that I still think works really well. We've got this larger stone marble type of wall tile. We used some subway tile with a black grout to tie into some of the hardware features here, such as the towel rail and the shower screen. And then we also use the octagonal tile. Again, that vein feature, the gray vein, kind of complements the wall tile here, and decided to go with brass accents as well as the black. And I think, again, the idea was just in a space that it's, the one bathroom to make it visually interesting, use a mix of materials, but they're all very complementary. We've got a nicely modern sink here. I do plan to change out the hardware to perhaps match the black hardware there. And this is really the bathroom here, but I think it's going to be enjoyable. We've created a niche. We've done some details such as framing out the niches, things that people don't often think about but are so nice when you're actually using a bathroom like a built-in niche like you would find in a hotel where you can put your shampoos and things and not have to worry about, shower cap. But I think it turned out great. And again, the attention's always in the details. And I think so far, this property has really shown up the way I had hoped. I'm excited for the final features, and we'll make sure we have a separate video when we're all set. See you soon.